What if I told you there's a massive, perfectly arranged, intricately carved temple, buried beneath the ground for over 12,000 years? Older than the pyramids, older than Stonehenge, older than agriculture itself, and we didn't even know it existed until a shepherd stumbled over it by accident. I'm the Owl, and today I'm taking you back to the oldest temple in the world. A place, some say, rewrites everything we thought we knew about human history. Welcome to Göbekli Tepe. The year is 1994. In the dusty hills of southeastern Turkey, a local shepherd kicks something strange, protruding from the soil. At first glance, just a big stone, but archaeologist Klaus Schmidt, who arrives soon after, instantly realizes this isn't natural. This is intentional. What they uncover isn't a single pillar, it's a massive stone circle, 20 feet tall, arranged with geometric precision. And there's more. Beneath the topsoil are layered circles of these same T-shaped pillars, some weighing over 10 tons, decorated with carvings of foxes, scorpions, vultures, snakes, and abstract symbols no one can decode. They call the site Göbekli Tepe, or Potbelly Hill. But here's where it gets crazy. Carbon dating places the site's construction around 9600 BCE. Let me repeat that. That's 7,000 years before the Great Pyramid, and 6,000 years before Stonehenge. Here's the mind-bending part. In 9600 BCE, humans were supposed to be living in small bands, hunting gazelles, foraging berries, running from lions. No metal tools, no agriculture, no cities. Yet somehow, people without wheels, beasts of burden, or farmer knowledge managed to build the most sophisticated religious site in prehistory. Göbekli Tepe flips the timeline. Until its discovery, historians believed agriculture came first, then cities, then temples. But Göbekli Tepe says, religion may have come first. People may have gathered to build this sacred site, and in doing so, needed to feed laborers, which forced them to start farming. That means belief may have sparked civilization, not the other way around. Let's talk about those mysterious T-shaped stones. They stand up to 20 feet tall, perfectly balanced, each carved from a single block of limestone. On many of them are strange animal reliefs. Snakes, boars, birds of prey, headless humans, and even abstract symbols that resemble constellations. Some scholars believe these carvings may represent totem spirits, astrological symbols, mythical event, or even a cosmic warning. One pillar even shows a vulture holding a circle. Some interpret it as a soul ascending to the afterlife. And then there's Pillar 43, known as the Vulture Stone, featuring animals, a scorpion, and symbols that resemble the star constellations Sagittarius and Scorpio. Some theorists suggest it depicts a celestial event, like the Younger Dryas impact, which some blame for the sudden ice age around 10,800 BCE, but we don't know for sure. The site predates written language, which raises a question: how do you pass down meaning without words? Answer: stone and story. Okay, who were these ancient builders? We don't know their name. We don't know what language they spoke. But what we do know is they had engineering knowledge, they organized large labor forces, and they buried the site themselves. On purpose, yes. After hundreds of years of use, the people who built Göbekli Tepe deliberately buried it under dirt and rubble. Some believe it was ritual closure, an end of an era. Others think it was to protect it from war, from nature, or even from those who came after. But one theory stands out. What if Göbekli Tepe wasn't the beginning of something? What if it was the end of something older? Some researchers suggest Göbekli Tepe may be the last trace of a lost civilization, one wiped out by the Ice Age or cosmic impact. Now here's where things go full owl conspiracy. Alternative historians like Graham Hancock suggest Göbekli Tepe is proof that an earlier, advanced civilization existed before recorded history. A people who possessed knowledge of geometry, astronomy, and myth, passed down after a cataclysmic event. Sound familiar? It mirrors stories from Plato's Atlantis, the Epic of Gilgamesh, Zoroastrian flood myths, even biblical references to giants and watchers. Could Göbekli Tepe be the remnant of that forgotten culture? Skeptics say no, but there is a growing body of scholars who believe history is older and more complex than we've ever been taught. Göbekli Tepe isn't an anomaly. It's a red flag waving from the deep past, saying, "You're missing something." What was Göbekli Tepe used for? Theories include a temple for death rituals, a solar-lunar calendar, a site for animal totems and tribal gatherings, or even a portal between the living and the dead. The alignment of some pillars suggests astronomical tracking, solstices, and star positions. Others believe it was a shamanic pilgrimage site, where early humans came to honor the dead, connect with gods, or enter trance-like states using psychoactive plants. And remember, they didn't live there. No houses, no ovens, no tools for farming. This was a sacred place, not made for survival, made for meaning. Then, suddenly, it disappears. Buried under layers of earth, forgotten Göbekli Tepe slips into legend, maybe even into the roots of myths like the Tower of Babel or the Garden of Eden. Fast forward to 1994, and we dig it up again. Now, we're left with more questions than answers. How did hunter-gatherers move 20-ton stones? Why build this in the middle of nowhere? And why hide it for over 10,000 years? Maybe, just maybe, it wasn't meant to be found again. So what does Göbekli Tepe teach us? That our history may be much older, much deeper, and much more mysterious than we thought. That before pyramids, before kings, before language, humanity was already dreaming of gods, and carving those dreams into stone. Somewhere between myth and memory, between fact and faith, Göbekli Tepe still stands. And maybe, just maybe, it's not telling us where we started, but warning us what we forgot. Liked this dive into ancient mystery? Hit that like if you believe history still holds secrets. Subscribe to our old Tell You What Happened for weekly deep dives into ancient civilizations, lost technologies, and moments that reshaped our world. Got a theory on who built Göbekli Tepe? Drop it in the comments. We read them all. And remember, the further back you look, the further forward you can see. Winston Churchill. See you in the next one.